Hello everyone in YouTube, this is Finalukia Guardian. Today we're going to be doing another old versus new video. And today we're going to be comparing some golf gloves. And this is just going to be a quick video because I sort of uncovered something that I thought was lost. Well, one of them anyway. Today we're going to be comparing the Callaway X-Tech golf gloves with the Etonic AC Tour golf gloves. I actually found this in a box of my old stuff. Unfortunately, I only found one, as I mentioned in previous videos. All the other Etonic AC Tour gloves I had sort of disappeared. I still don't know where they went, but we won't dwell on that. But we're just going to be comparing new and old. So I guess we'll start with the new one, the Callaway X-Techs. These are brand new. I just bought them a couple months ago. And we'll start with the front. They have a copper leather front with perforations punched all through the fingers, very small perforations, and on the palm and on the thumb. And now we'll discuss the comparison of the old glove, the Etonic AC Tour's palm. If you'll notice that there are perforations punched in the fingers, but there are no perforations punched in the palm and none in the thumb. So bigger perforations punched in the Etonics and less in the sorry, not less, but smaller perforations punched in the Etonic, but more perforations punched. So now let's move on to the back of the gloves. The back of the gloves of the Callaway X-Techs are made out of a microfiber material, although it feels more like synthetic leather, like what you would see on a FootJoy. And the back of the Etonics are actually more closer to what I'd say is a actual microfiber material, like a microfiber cleaning cloth. Oh, and by the way, if you're reading that says Chateau Elan. That's the Legends golf course. That's where I got this. We were with one of my dad's friends. By the way, that's a pretty good golf course, if I do say so myself. If you ever get a chance to play on it, go ahead and play on it. I wish I could find the right-hand glove that I had with me that day as well, but once again, that seems to have disappeared. I don't know why this one got separated from those other gloves, but I'm glad it did, because now I can do a comparison video. Alright, now let's talk about the next thing. There is some mesh on the knuckles to help keep you cool on the Callaway X-Techs. And you have something very similar on the AC Tours. They have a little bit of a mesh on the knuckles here, although it seems to extend more along the knuckles and more evenly. Whereas this is sort of maybe an artistic choice to make something similar to like a Nike swoosh. Or maybe match it up better with the Callaway symbol. I don't know. I'd say this mesh is a little bit better than this, but this is not bad. It works. And of course the backs of these gloves have perforations as well. These perforations have gotten stretched out over time because, believe it or not, this glove I think was bought in 2004. So yeah, it is 13 years old, or at least close to that. And of course the X-Techs, since they're relatively new, the perforations here have not gotten stretched out all that much. Only time will tell how those hold up. And let's actually test for a tight feeling, if you will. Let's see how tight do these things fit on the hands. Alright, thumb, a little bit of loose fabric on the Callaway X-Techs. Pinky, pretty much, pointer finger / index finger is skin tight. Not ring finger. Middle finger is not quite skin tight, a little bit of loose fabric. Little bit of loose fabric here, and pretty much skin tight, maybe a little loose fabric here, but when you would grip the club, your hands would get pulled down, and yeah, now the fingers become skin tight again. Alright, so now let's compare it with the Etonic AC Tour. We'll start with the thumb on this. Actually, it's a little bit tighter than the Callaway X-Techs, which I find impressive. Despite this being a 13-year-old glove that I bought in 2004. Alright, let's try the pointer finger. Well, skin tight. Just as skin tight as the pointer finger here. Now the middle finger, actually, believe it or not, more skin tight than the Callaway X-Techs. Now, of course, a little bit of give here, but even a little more on the Callaway X-Techs, actually. And then, of course, the pinky finger, a little bit of loose fabric, and the Callaway X-Techs have a little bit better fit on the pinky than the Etonics have on the pinky. So really, the comparison is about even between these, despite this one being from 2004 and this one being made in 2017. So, you know, these actually hold up pretty well, and if you can find an old stock of them and they're in good condition, you may consider picking these up. Alright, and I guess maybe now it's time to wrap up. Oh, one other thing. There's an advantage that the Etonics have that these don't. They have a ball marker built in right here, and if you don't want a ball marker, just take it off, don't use it. No option for that on the Callaway X-Techs. But, yeah, that pretty much wraps up the comparison. So now I'll give some final thoughts. As I mentioned before, these Callaway X-Techs are very good, and I wear them on both hands, actually. But if you are a woman and you wanted to wear them on both hands, like some women golfers do, or if you're just a right-handed golfer, or, sorry, if you are a left-handed golfer and you wear a glove on your right hand, you're kind of out of luck if you're a woman and you want Callaway X-Techs, because they only make the Callaway X-Tech for the left hand, for the right-handed golfers. And you're out of luck if you're a lefty or you want to wear them on both hands. However, the Etonics, if you can find them, like if you find an old stock of this, you actually can buy Etonic AC Tours for both the left hand and the right hand, for both men and women. If you can find them, that is. As I mentioned before, I could not find a right-handed glove in my size for the Etonic AC Tours, so I had to switch brands and types. So I looked up the specifications of these, which are a microfiber back and a leather front, and of course I found these, which claim to be microfiber, but this feels more like synthetic leather from like a FootJoy Stay Soft glove. It works. And then of course it has a covered leather front, so, oh yeah, and a mesh on the knuckles, just like here, not quite like here, but close enough. And this is what I came up with, the Callaway X-Techs. And so far the Callaway X-Techs have done really good. So what am I going to say as far as old versus new? Well, let's give a point to the Callaway X-Techs for still being made. You can still buy them, at least if you're a guy and you want them for left or right hand. So we'll give the point of availability to the Callaway X-Techs. For the material, I'm going to give a point to both because they're both still available. For price, you actually, if you can find these Etonics, I think you can get them for cheaper. And if you buy, I think I remember seeing them on Amazon.com at one point, where if you bought 6 of them, you could get them for a cheaper per unit price than you could get the Callaway X-Techs, which I think you can get. I don't know if this is still running. It's probably not by the time a lot of people are watching this video far into the future. For $11 each, if you buy 2 Callaway X-Tech golf clubs at once, you can get them for $11 each. So price, the Etonics win, caveat being if you can find them. So I'll give a point to the Etonics. Durability. Well, I could say from time that these have held up really well, and there's a little bit of wear right here. Like if I continue to push these, eventually I think a hole would probably form right here. The Callaway X-Techs, there's this little indentation here. I'm thinking that might be where a hole eventually forms there. But everywhere else, these Etonics have held up pretty well, and as of these. So I'm going to give a point to both for durability. And now, of course, I'm just going to move into subjective land. Overall fit and feel. What do I think feels better on my hands? Well, I'm going to give a slight edge to the Callaway X-Tech golf gloves for me, but maybe that's just because these are newer and these are a lot older. As I mentioned, I purchased these in I purchased this particular one in 2004, and yeah, so I'm going to give an edge to the Callaway X-Techs. So I think an old versus new thing, Callaway X-Tech golf glove barely squeaks out a victory. So I guess that's going to be it. Callaway X-Tech barely wins, but the Etonic puts up a really good fight. So, now I guess I will go ahead and close out the video, and thank you all for watching. So, until next time, take care. Peace.